we have an inspection on the facility? You can ask someone.
That's covered inspection facility.
Yeah. There's a court case going on about the election contest, about the election that took place here at the night of the election. So we went to the court, we have given them notice, and
So
so
who do you guys gave this?
to registrar Dean Logan.
So you're here to see someone from the register?
Yeah, so since the machines are here, we need
Well,
to.
with that, sir, I don't have any contact for them because they're doing separate things from what we doing here. So I have no,
So you have no information about any inspection today?
no, sir. If this has to do with register recording office, they don't give us any information.
So you have no idea if there's going to be any inspection today? Nobody has related anything?
No,
So
sir.
can you talk to any official here who's reasonably in charge?
That's the thing. Official from register recording.
Or from this building, any administration official?
Okay, let me check this out.
Thank you. Actually, the point is, everybody forgets it's all for the people, you know? It's all for the people. And it's taken away from it. Tell me why it's today, you know?
You're not doing this for fun.
It's taking my nights and day off, my resources off, my personal funding on it. I'm not asking anybody for anything other than public togetherness. Because if we don't take them to task, if we don't bring out the voice of the people, then we will lose the future and then for children and our friendship. Because then it will become a pattern and it will become a practice. It will become the law. Practice becomes the law even if it's wrong. So we could have stopped it right now. And now that we have proof, now that we know that election fraud has taken place, we have come down to this place where we were supposed to have inspection today. And they refused inspection, but I'm still here to make sure that I can present myself and say we were there. Because they might later go and say, oh, we changed our mind and we actually waited for you.
Yeah, bullshit.
But you guys didn't show up. So we're here to show our right, our constitutional right, our right under the common law, and our basic right as a member to bring out our voice. And the most
What we should be asking
important,
is why is it more difficult to vote in LA County than it is in some place in the Middle East? This has been going on for way too long. Just to get a ballot, a crossover ballot, it's all bullshit to make it difficult for people to vote. The whole process is corrupted, and I showed you the fact that they switched 40% of LA County voters to permanent vote by bill without their consent or knowledge. And they can't even, I had on a I also asked Senate Public Records request, and it's like mental gymnastics with the explanations that they're giving. There's no solid answer, but the fact is people were changed without their consent or knowledge. And then I could tell you that even in a more white, affluent neighborhood like Lakewood, a gentleman that runs the city council who is a poll worker, he said that a lot of people were coming in and they were getting provisional ballots because they were switched. And he says, I've been doing this for years. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And it was because of that.
deprivation of rights, intentional.
It's a voter suppression and election.
Yeah, and the suppression to a limit where people have gone out screaming away that I've heard them saying, I can't vote. I've been in line for 3 hours. I saw women saying, hey, I've heard people saying our IDs were asked and we never expect that's a requirement. And people just put on their jeans and go and vote. Yeah. And after 2.5 hours in line, say, where's your ID? ID? The hell with it, And those kind of things matter. But people don't know there's another very, very important factor. And that factor is counting the ballots. So they might put a smoke screen and show everything is perfect up front, but they start counting the ballot 10 days before the election. That gives them the opportunity to change the results. The law is very clear. It says you can only open the vote by mail ballots, which are about 60% of the total vote. So if you mess with the vote by mail ballots, you already have decided the elections before the elections.
Yeah.
And people like us should not have to struggle to find out the truth. It should be very clear that you have a problem. Yeah, we are here to help. What do you want to see? Here you go. Everything is clear. But it's the opposite right now. Obstruction of justice. So we are here today just to look at the machines, and nobody even knows there was supposed to be an inspection. And although we were told that, we're not going to allow you, we came anyways to see what the situation was. And up till now, we are waiting. It looks like nobody has any idea what's going on, or if there was an inspection in the first place to have taken place, or supposed to be here today. And this is a big deal. We are talking about the primary presidential federal election. So this is not good. If they don't allow us to look at the machines, or whatever excuses they have, that means they are violating our rights. That means they are hiding something. And if the elections go on, without any transparency or accuracy, that means we are losing it. That means the whole thing is a sham. And that means the reason I'm out here is the people in charge should be replaced. Basically, we want these people to be replaced by people's choice. Even that should be an election. Richard Dean Logan, who's there right now, who's heading this thing, who has dozens and dozens of complaints against him, who was the election person in Washington State in 2004.
Isn't that funny? That's where the contract from K&H is.
Yeah. See, he resigned from Washington under the corruption charges and so whatnot. Are you?
Sorry, want to go through? My bad.
I think what we're just seeing here is just a pattern of Los Angeles County and their lack of transparency and their manipulation of our elections. We're seeing that not just voter data and voter registrations are being manipulated, but these machines themselves have been proven to be easily hacked and the outcome manipulated itself. Now we're also seeing that they actually were counting and processing votes 10 days before March 3rd. So what we're seeing is a constant pattern of fraud being perpetrated by the County of Los Angeles, by Dean Logan, and this is a continuation of what we've seen in Dean Logan's history in the state of Washington, where he quit under corruption investigation. So what we're really seeing is that our democracy is being hijacked by the establishment in Los Angeles County, in the state of California, and this is nothing it's unique to us. This is something that we were able to observe because we're candidates, because we're paying attention to these things. So this is happening throughout the country, and people need to pay attention because literally our democracy is at stake. And here we are putting our time, our bodies, and our reputations on the line in order to protect the vote. Because regardless of who you vote for or where you're voting, your vote should be counted. And this is what we're here to do, to protect your vote. Because stealing a vote is an act of violence. And if we stand around and allow that to happen, the only other result, unless we have a democratic way of making this be resolved, is for us to rise up and to have a violent revolution. This is exactly what we're trying to prevent. We're here speaking up and bringing up these injustices to the light because these things need to be fixed in order for our democracy to really to prosper. And I think that in this day and age, we're seeing in the last couple of years that thanks to the progressive movement, thanks to Black Lives Matter, thanks to people calling for defunding of the police and other institutions of racism and of violence against the people, is that democracy is literally being being hijacked, and this is not party politics. This is actually bipartisan, and this is something that's being perpetrated by the two-party system, by the Democrats and the Republicans, because they are the ones who are most to benefit from it. So we, the people, need to rise up because it's not as simple as blue versus red, right versus left. It's actually right versus wrong. And we need to stand up and do the right thing. And if we don't speak up now, like Raji said, we're setting a precedent where we the people are saying that this is okay. And even though that this is wrong and it's illegal, if we don't stand up against it now, it sets a pattern and it makes it so that we are no longer able to speak up and protect our elections. So this is something that's very important for us to not let go, and for you to join us in this fight, because it's very important, and we are sacrificing a lot for this, and we really can't benefit, we can't have a successful outcome without the people's support, and this is very important. We can't go out there and pushing people to vote if the vote themselves, the vote itself is not being counted, and we can't trust the voting system. So we need to make sure that we're protecting election integrity as a whole, and that means Dean Logan and Alex Padilla has got to go.
It's so funny too. I just want to say, because you two, you're going after, like, you know, really people who are connected really to the intelligence community of sorts, you know what I'm saying, and when it comes to their vote. So I think they would protect your candidates more than anybody, you know. And Maria Estrada over here, she's seen blatant rigging of elections, you know, everything from her, anytime she has an election, whether it be an ADEM or a regular election, they're going to cheat her and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people out there, they don't take it too serious, but this is where it begins. If we don't get past this process, we're not getting to anything. So are you trying to say something, Raj?
I'd like to say here that people don't have time for this. You know, they do their thing. They come and vote. I saw people stand in line for hours. I went to 10 different stations, voting centers, because I wanted to get in and get out quickly, because I had to get the election night. I couldn't find a place which was less than 3 hours. I spent 2 hours personally in line to do to cast my ballot. But when I spoke to people the next day, people expect us to do what we are doing right now. This is our job. They say, we did our job. Now, if there is any kind of hanky-panky going on, obstruction of justice, fraud, you do your job. You go ahead and fight this for us. And that's what we are here doing it, because it is not a hoax, it's real. Election fraud has to stop, because we are role models of the world. Role models of the world, but the people who are representing us are not the role models. And the people who are representing illegally are the ones who have not been chosen. The results are illegal, the elections are illegal. Plainly illegal and fraud, and that's why we're here. That's why the matter is in the Sacramento courthouse, because I've stated that these elections are plainly illegal, because there's a law, and the law describes that the vote count will start after 8 p.m. election day, not 10 days before the election. Not early, 10 days before the election. And then they've been just dodging the issue, sometimes calling these machines 2-in-1, sometimes calling them VSAP, sometimes calling them a network, sometimes completely denying the fact there is a tabulation machine as well. So they'll call it tally, they'll call it tabulation, they'll call it something else.
They're trying to change the language to make it.
They're just trying to change the semantics to obstruct justice, to just fool us all, to fool the American people, and it's been going for a long time. It's got to stop. It's got to stop now.
I want to talk to Maria for a second. Maria, we talked about, like, you know, how these other countries, oh, their elections are bad, their elections are bad. What do you have to say that when you've been such a witness to these LA elections here?
Well, it's just, I said it in front of Padilla's house and in front of Dean Logan's house, and how could it be that in not just in the United States, but in supposedly progressive, democratically run California and LA County, that it's harder to vote here than it is in some countries in the Middle East, and it's just true. Yeah. And the fact is that the more you ask about it, the more they give you the runaround, and they do avoid it. I did ask for emails between Governor Jerry Brown, Dean Logan, Padilla, Anthony Rendon, even Gavin Newsom, anything related to voting registration, changing of any of the voter information, and I received a bunch of redacted documents. So they're hiding something, and the fact is as supposedly a free democracy, we have the right to see that information. That is not privileged information, and everyone should be totally open to this. They should be totally willing to let us see this. And if you notice, none of the establishment people are disputing any of these elections, not Anthony Rendon, not Tony Cardenas, not Brad Sherman. They're all quiet about it because they benefit from this corruption. And the fact is that, you know, just as I said regarding Alex Padilla, he was.
coming here. Hold on.
All right.
Are they coming? Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. We're sitting here at the Probation Department, International Service Department, Auditor Controller. These are where the machines are, and the people have come to exercise their rights and inspect the machines.
That's why we are here. I'd like to point out why we are here. The fact is that I've been requesting the registrar office for evidence saying not only what happened at the front end, which is a total smoke screen, is more importantly, the fact that the votes were counted 10 days before with the machines that are accessible and that caused fraud election results. Thank you.
They're trying to locate somebody from RCC.
Oh, they're coming? Okay, good.
Yes,
Good.
I have to.
Sent us some information about the contracts and this and that. The thing they haven't given us is their login info. I want to know what time we logged into the system. I want system logs.
I actually work internal services department, so I do.
What's
not
your
work-
name?
Jean.
Jean.
I don't work for Register Recorder. I'm trying to get a hold of them because they do not have anybody on site.
They have nobody on site?
Not here. They're based at
No.
Norwalk.
Yeah, right here.
So usually if you're here for like media coverage or something, you usually.
Let me tell you why we are here. There's an election contest in Sacramento Courthouse, and we were going through discovery because the machines were here election night, and they did the vote count and whatnot, and then we found that those machines can do scanning and counting at the same time. They started counting 10 days before against the principles of law and election codes. We went to court, and then we've been asking for discovery, and we've been denied discovery under one excuse or the other. Finally, we were able to file exactly the way they wanted, and today was the date of inspection. And
okay.
right here.
And I'm sorry, like I wouldn't be over
I'm informing you. So we're here just to show cause and presence that we are here, and to be able to make a friendly presence in the voice that we were here. I didn't want to know 2 days later that why did you show up? You know, they said you're going to take
I
that.
could take that. This is actually.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
Hello. Hi. Hold on.
I'll text you the information.
Yeah, let's do that.
So this is amazing, such an important day. Nobody's over there at the registrar, Dean Logan's office, and these people are innocently trying to find out what happened because the lady just came in. She had no idea, and she very pleasantly is trying to approach the people on the other side to give us answers. And that's why we are here representing the people in public interest, in national interest, to figure out, remove these obstacles. All we want to see is the vote count machines or the vote count system, how they were able to manage to use them 10 days before the election, because it is obvious, it is very clear that the elections were decided, before 8 p.m. election day. The election was decided, before March 3, and they started counting the ballots. And this is what happens. The moment you break the law and you start counting ballots 10 days before the election, now you have the room. You have the room, an opportunity to change the results. It is not something new. Our history is full of it, and that's why they made these laws. To assume that nothing can go wrong is not true. If that was the case, then there would be no courts, and there would be no election courts, and there would be no laws. But this has happened in the past. Election results have been overturned by higher courts. Election recounts have taken place because these things happen, especially when people are in office and they become influential. They don't care about consequences. All they want is to hold on to power with special interest, and that's why we are here to stop that.
They're trying to get a hold of somebody around here to meet you guys. I can give you, you probably have it already, Mike Sanchez, who's their media contact.
No, we don't know.
Oh, okay.
We were dealing with the registrar's office, Dean Logan.
Yeah, he's like the media and communications contact.
Okay, what's his number?
So usually, his work number. And his cell phone is. Sanchez.
Yeah, I mean, for media, just to come in for this, we didn't necessarily need to contact them. It's any type of public outing. We're allowed to come in or any inspection, so that's why we didn't even bother to contact them.
Yeah, so that's the part that, like, I'm sorry, I can't.
No, you're very
help.
kind.
Yeah. 'cause
What's
there-
your position here?
I am the facility manager, but there's 4 county departments that are based here. So that's why I wouldn't be able to let you into like their area, because it is a secure
But
area.
still the equipment in the election rooms where they were,
I'm sorry, say that?
the equipment, the vote count machines are still there.
As far as I know, yes.
Yes. So that's why, and they know it since the last 3 months.
On there.
So yeah, we've been
Yeah,
asking them
that's what
again.
I'm not familiar with, so.
Yeah, and that's what's shocking to
And that's
us.
what I said, like, they're based, at Norwalk and stuff, but they're back and forth between the two. But, like I said, with anything with the.
I understand your
related,
situation and your position, but it is surprising to all of us that you are not apprised of the situation that there was supposed to be inspection today.
Yeah,
Like,
you guys
the
should have been
manager,
notified.
facility manager, at least you should know that there's supposed to be inspection or it's been postponed or it
And
has been
for
rescheduled.
us, we generally are, because usually the access goes through us when
Yeah,
somebody is
that's what I'm
coming in,
saying.
so that's what I'm saying, we're not notified of it.
Yeah, you're not,
So it
that's
is
the
out
word,
of the
you're not
ordinary,
notified.
you would also agree that it's not out of the ordinary for an expected inspection that could be informed to you guys, right?
She was not notified. She
For
doesn't-
us, yeah.
Yeah.
Because anybody can admit, like if a vendor's coming in to do
Yeah.
any kind of work or something.
Right, but you guys would just get a heads up, right?
Like a
What
big-
do you call, like, let's just say that when we get this order, we're gonna get a court order. And we wanna make sure that we have the ability to come in. We're gonna come with police, but we wanna be able to have you be aware when we come so that you know that we're coming.
That would go through Mike Sanchez.
Mike,
Through
okay.
the media and communications.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
She said there were 4 facility managers?
Yeah,
She's the facility manager, but there's 4 departments in this building.
she answered a very significant question here. Did the,
Was in my head when you said that. I have to get going, so I'm sorry.
but Angelica, did you see the whole, she said the machines are still there.
Yeah, they're there.
So they're there. So for them to say they moved them to another facility or another room or another department or on the floor, that's false. The manager of this building, this facility is saying those machines are exactly where they were. election
Exactly.
night.
So you were lied to.
So I was lied to that they've been moved to another floor. They've been moved to they've been dismembered or displaced or disassembled. But that's not true. They're exactly where they were. So we're here for the public. We're here for the nation. And the reason we are here is to see the most important function of our society is that the elections are fair, clear, transparent, and legal. Right now, the situation is the March 3 elections were plainly illegal, plainly fraudulent, plainly, unacceptable. And people are making their noise through social media. People are coming out in the streets. I get people in my office in dozens every day to find out what happened. But the fact of the matter is, Angelica is here, I'm here, we are fighting for the people. We will bring the truth out. No matter what, we will put our nights and days and we'll bring the truth out. And that's why we're here. We're still hoping that someone from LARRCC, Dean Logan's office, will come here and explain to us the situation.
There you go.
Under the legal authority.
So what happened now?
Um,
I can't tell you. It looked like you're kind of smirking. I can't tell.
he's filming me, so you can't say that. No, I'm smiling and I'm happy to come out here and talk to you. If be willing to provide up your phone number, so I could give it to Mike Sanchez and you guys can talk, because I feel like I'm in the middle and they're in the middle.
Yes. I
between-
really appreciate your cooperation.
Sure.
And the way pleasantly, there's no intention to, make you the target of this visit. The idea was we were expecting somebody from the other side.
LARRCC, yeah.
Correct.
LARRCC be
And
there.
really, like I said, all I'm trying to do is help you with that.
Thank you.
And that this is usually what we do. And like I said, it's not just for, your visit. It'd be like any vendor that comes in. If it's work for them, they have a contact
But Jean,
as
you have
well.
to realize we're here for public interest.
Okay.
And the main reason is to simplify the understanding of what's going on, okay? So we were given this understanding that there will be an inspection, and then they sent us a letter just 2 days ago that various excuses and this and that, and I said, if I didn't show up, they might say, actually, everything worked out, we waited for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to clarify that and come here. The media was already informed,
So
days ago, months ago.
they didn't know that you were coming today?
No, they know.
Oh, they do.
I emailed them
Okay.
already that they said that we're not ready. I said, no, unless there's a court order, my legal inspection is today. And they said,
Oh.
yeah. So they said they would be going and getting one, but they didn't get one. So I assume there is no court order.
No.
And we really appreciate your cooperation. The way you're expressing and communicating with us is like we are both on the side of the public interest. The only thing is that I was assuming and I was hoping that at least there'll be some idea that there was an inspection due here today. But you don't know
There
that.
may be, but that's not my department.
Right.
So
No,
it would have to be somebody at
No,
their
yeah,
department
that's
that
what
would
I'm
answer
trying to document here, that you are not notified and you are not prepared for that. It's not your fault. But the fact of the matter remains that you have called them and they're looking for someone to come and communicate with us, and that the machines are where they were supposed to be, and we will come again because I had notified them that if they have a court order, we will go away. If they don't have a court order, then they have to show us, because it is due today. So that's why we're here, just to clarify the situation. And they don't
like
have
I said,
a.
that's where
Are they sending somebody over though, or?
That I'm not sure. So let me give them your number and
Yeah.
then.
Tell them we're being pain in the asses, we're not leaving till they come over. Say, somebody from RCC needs to come over here, and that's important, that's what we want.
All right, we'll do. So
Thank you,
it's-
thank you, Jean.
There, I guess.
This is 323.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll do.
Yeah, we can go over the dean's office if you want.
Yeah, that's the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they want, we can go to the.
Yeah, we can go to the.
I'll let them know. Thank you.
Well, first it was someone's coming here. Now she's saying, well, here, just have a phone number.
No, she is have somebody call in, and then we'll say, because I made this arrangement like this. We are the candidates. The press and media already knew this inspection, so they are here also to make sure that everything is cleared. But now it appears that nobody has any idea. Like, I was trying to tie her up down with this statement that they haven't notified you.
Mm-hmm.
Not for today, not for yesterday, not for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's not that there was supposed to be an inspection. Now they just decide they never made any attempt. This is what.
Like they would have told her maybe a couple of weeks ago, hey, there's an inspection coming, and then like 2 days ago they would have been like, oh, you know what?
Yes.
It's not happening after all.
Yes. So the intention is what I'm trying to lay out is there was never an intention to do any inspection in the first place. They're just toying with us. They're just playing with
And
us.
also, what does the media have to do with the media? You're here,
Mhm.
it's your
Correct. So basically,
procedure here.
Yeah, for the
So why
media.
doesn't she put you in contact with the person above
Thank
rather
you.
than media to
media.
media? This is about the media. This has nothing to do with the media. They're irrelevant.
so this is why when that person comes, this is where we're going to start that.
No offense.
Media to media.
Whatever. That's a huge
But this is good. You were assured I didn't want to get into complicating the situation. Since she was getting somebody, I said, okay. Because that person still is LARRCC. You understand? The moment she said LARRCC, I said, okay, let him come. Because then he is going to be responsible now. He's putting himself in,
True.
bring yourself in.
Yeah.
And then we said, and I kept telling her, we are candidates are here.
Yeah.
So she knows, she's told them that the media is here. And I just clarified the thing that if they're doing their role, we are doing our role. They're there for the public to bring out the update, and we are here to find out the rights of the people. So there are two different roles here, but if they choose to send that person, so
Then
be it.
that's the person.
So be it.
Okay.
And then they didn't stop us there.
Yeah.
They let us in. It's a big thing. because they know they were wrong. They didn't even inform them. They just played with us by sending me an email saying, "Oh, you are not going to be allowed."
They moved the machines.
They're not going to be allowed. Is it that I'm not going to be allowed entry? Why would I not be allowed entry? I have legal right to be there unless you have a court order. So they need a court order for me to stop me. I don't. As far as the inspection is concerned, they are the one who need the court order to stop us. I'm under my legal rights, under the rules of the discovery, under the discovery laws of California, to be here. I am here on time. I have notified them, given them enough notices, gave them extension of time, accommodated every request, and elections, November election coming up. I'm running out of time.
They're running the clock out.
Yeah, they're running the clock out. And today they needed a stay order from the Sacramento courthouse to stop me from showing these machines. So we don't want any burdensome operation here. We just wanted to look at them, the vote count machines or the system, the VSAP or the tele system, whatever they call it. Just look at it, how they're connected, because I've already showed it to the experts. The experts have seen the diagrams and they're saying this whole operation takes place all together. The scanning of the ballots, going down to the computers, and accessibility is instant. So basically this whole thing was already fabricated before election day. The results were already out there, and the election therefore is plainly illegal, completely fraud, and it has to be set aside. It has to be set aside, as I've put in the court. And right now, our presence here with other candidate, with the media, with the press, and without any knowledge to the people who are here. The people in this building, the management have no idea there's supposed to be any inspection today, yesterday, 10 days before, today, tomorrow, nothing. They have no clue. So that means there was no intention in the first place. They just waited, and 2 days before the inspection, they just sent me a notice that we are not ready. You're not ready because you don't want to do it. You just want to run the clock down.
Yeah.
And that's the purpose here. And I hope the courts will look at it, all the effort that, the people want to see, bring the truth out. Accuracy, integrity, validity, and the legality of the election is in question.
Mike Sanchez, what can I do for you?
So I hear you decided to visit one of our facilities today. Is that true?
Well, today is supposed to be an inspection today, and there's some candidates here, and we came to follow them and alert the public of what's going on for the inspection.
What inspection are you referring to?
The one that the gentleman Raji Rab had today, unless they have a court order, he's supposed to have an inspection today, inspecting the machines over here in this building that we're sitting down waiting. So as being just, citizen journalists of the press, we're here to inform the people and show them the machines.
Understood. So I'll leave it with a couple things. So our office, all of our offices, including the one that you're at, are closed to the public. No one's allowed inside unless they work there.
Yeah, we were told today that when he goes to the inspection that he had every right to bring people with him to document the situation, so we were told that we were allowed to be here today.
Is he there now?
He's right in front of me waiting to inspect the machines, unless there's a court order.
Understood. I just wanted to get a sense of what was going on, because I think right now you're communicating with the management who owns that building, and they don't technically work at our office.
Yeah.
They're separate and apart from us. So
Gotcha.
understand where you're coming from. So I think where we're at, there is no. I mean, I don't know the details about this. I'll be completely, transparent with you.
About somebody in deal with
But I know that right now there is no one allowed inside our building.
Okay.
And
I mean, unless you guys have a court order, he's supposed to be allowed an inspection today. So that's why we understand it's COVID and we would take all the precautions. We have our mask on and everything, and we're fine. So,
okay, I think what we'll do is we'll just let our counsel and obviously let whoever else we need to, in addition to that, let them know that you're there.
Yeah.
And we'll let them go ahead and
Well,
escalate this as they need.
Cool. I mean, is there anything else you need to tell me about today's situation and stuff? Because if this is your number, I'd like to contact you because there's a bunch of questions we have for Jeff Klein and Dean Logan for statements they've made on the record. And we would love to show them because they kind of got some things wrong throughout this whole present. And as a independent news channel, we've documented everything. And we have a lot of questions for them in this last election that just doesn't seem right.
So this number is my direct line.
Perfect.
What we're talking about is, I have zero background on it, and I don't know anything that what you're discussing. So I cannot answer any questions that you have right now.
Okay,
What
okay.
I can tell you is what I know, and I know is our building is closed. I know that we are going to alert council that you are on site, and as far as I know, I don't know about if any inspection that's going to take place today.
So you don't know about an inspection today either, huh?
No,
Okay,
sir.
all right.
And the building over there is closed, like no one will be there.
Can we come over to your building right now?
No
or
one will be there, no one will be there.
Nobody's over there that can come over here, or?
Nobody is available to go to that office, the facility that you're at, correct? The same rules will apply if you come to the no office. We're not allowing anybody inside.
Yeah.
Of course, I can't.
Is there anyone, do you know this office?
I can't tell you where you can go.
Oh, absolutely.
I can tell you that if you do show up to our no location, security will obviously not let you inside. But
Okay.
I'll let that rest of you decide what you want to do. But just for what we're
Machines are here. Can we just have a look?
Yeah.
the facility management at the officer that currently is, there's nothing to see.
Well, the machines are still inside, right? Can't we just go look at the machines if they're still inside?
No, sir.
Okay, so you will not allow us to look at the machines inside. Okay, I understand.
Again, as I mentioned, we're in COVID, and
Yeah, I know. Yeah, nobody's allowed inside, but once again, he has a scheduled inspection for today. And unless there's a court order saying no inspection, then we have every right to be here. We've showed up, we drove down here to alert the public, to show transparency. All we want to do is see this stuff. I know you're going to contact council, but unless you have a court order, we're supposed to be able to go in there today and show this stuff. I mean, show the machines.
Other people are
So
going in and out.
we have candidates here, that want to be able to tell their voters and the people out there in their districts, that they were able to see the machinery and go through with their discovery process. So I mean, unless like I said, unless there's a court order, I would suggest you contact council, because right now we're yeah. No, gotcha. I gotcha. Thank you so much, Mr. Sanchez. All right, so we're here. They're not going to let us in. There's no discovery for today. Unfortunately, unfortunately for them, no court order was given. So I'm here with two candidates, Angelica and Raji Rab. Angelica, what did you think about today?
I think there's no surprises. I wasn't really expecting to be allowed to inspect the machines today, but I think that it's important that we were here today to speak up for the people and to defend democracy, and to make it clear that these shenanigans are not going to go on unnoticed, and that we're not going to give up, and that we will be back to inspect those machines.
That's right, Raji.
Thank you so much, Angelica. She almost said everything there. But the fact of the matter is they did say that they will not allow us in. And the reason we were here is because I told them, unless you have a court order, we will be there. Because I wouldn't be surprised if we wouldn't have showed up and they would have sent us some kind of a email saying that we waited for you and we had made arrangements. So basically, we found out one thing, that the machines are here. We found out the other thing is that they had no intention for any inspection today, because the management official here have no idea they were supposed to be inspection today, yesterday, tomorrow, or anything of that kind. So I'm glad that's come out. We're going to fight for this. We are here for the people. The idea is to bring public into the election and to make it clear, fair, and transparent. There has to be consequences when people go out and make criminal acts, do fraud, and discount the election as completely illegal. And that's why we're going to expose the election results. We'll make sure that people get to know the truth. And I think that's how we close our session for today. We were expecting at least some kind of cooperation for them to come out and at least talk to us. But the LARRCC communicated over the phone with the media saying that they won't be able to show up, and they have no court order to stop us from going in. So there is no law in practice, but we are here. We're here to protest this, and we will continue to fight this for the people.
So that's it. Pastor Jardula over here with Angelica Duenas, Raji Rab, some of the people. Maria Estrada was here earlier fighting for election integrity. They didn't let us in. They didn't let us see anything. But this battle has just begun, because our elections are the most important things. We'll speak to you later. Convo out. All right.
I could say something as a Democratic Party. I wish
Okay.
the Democratic Party were more involved.
Say this again.
Hi. Yeah, my name is Melissa Michelson. I'm just here as a member of the public, voting member, as well as a delegate for the LA County Democratic Party. I'm heartened to see candidates coming here and fighting for our right to free and fair elections. And I'm here, but I just wish my fellow Democrats in the Democratic Party, local LA County Party, would take interest in this topic, because, you know, everybody, even countywide, they're very fixated on the presidential election. But if our presidential election, if people here in LA County, in their jurisdiction, are not going to be able to vote, and their vote is not going to be counted, it really doesn't matter what they want to happen in the presidential election. So I'm just disappointed that the Democratic Party officials are not paying attention to this issue, and I thank the candidates themselves for being here to do this for us. Thank you.
That's it.